Most people in life are trying to figure out, how do I make a life worth living and retirement worth having, and how do I do that without ruining my life? In other words, how do I make sure I dot all my I's and cross all my T's and make sure the right person falls for me? Unfortunately, after people choose wrongly, they often continue to choose badly. They look at what they came from and they think, well, this one's better than the last one. But in truth, they might be more masochistic, they might be more macho, they might be more difficult, they might be more of a person who ruins your children. In life, we have moments of time to tell people how we feel, and I'm going to tell my version of my love story. And I'm going to tell as much as I want, as often as the Lord prompts me to, because I want the girl to know she screwed up before God. But that's just my right. It's not a matter of rage at this point in time, because the ridiculousness of childish behavior just makes me want to hurl. But the truth is, if I say that, then she feels more to the fire, as opposed to taking personal liability insurance to the Lord. You see, the Lord above puts us together with people. And I prayed a profound prayer that was truly personal, truly deep, truly on my knees, probably in tears, and literally said, please, Lord, help me to find what I'm supposed to be looking for, what's supposed to be right for me, who's supposed to be perfect for me, who's equally yoked for me. Please allow, if this is not going to last, if this is a thing now of the past, please bring into my life the one that will be the right wife. And within roughly a week, maybe less, of that prayer, in walked in the girl with the greatest grin and a bit of sin. The truth is that I fell head over heels in love with someone without understanding exactly why. All I know is that from almost the get-go of our relationship, that my heart would soar every time she would call, every time she'd text me, and every time we'd converse on the phone. I could barely contain the love within me. I could barely contain how many warm fuzzies filled my entire body from head to toe every time I wanted to let her know, but I couldn't. Life was complicated back then. I had a lot going on in my business practices and in my personal life. I had a lot of responsibilities with my current spouse at the time, or my wife at the time, and I had a lot of confusion about how would that all play out. But here's what I know about the Lord, and here's what I've learned in the last 5 years of this chaotic life that I've lived through. People thinking they had rights over my life that they really didn't have, but they continue to steal. They continue to take. And at some point, the Lord is going to make them understand they are not the Lord of me. The reality is that that relationship flourished and went on extremely well, to the point that I finally recognized, probably a little bit before Christmas time, that I was head over heels in love with that girl. I knew I loved her because I would say that often. I love that woman. I love that woman. I just love that woman. I don't know why I love that woman, but I love that woman. But by the time Christmas rolled around, after my late wife passed out of my life, I was pretty well smitten. The way that I felt after my November gifting to her, hoping it would make her smile, hoping it would make her laugh, just made my life soar. Every time I looked for something to communicate my love to her, I would just feel this incredible warmth all over me. I knew that was God saying she's the one. Now, the problem is that sometimes people don't want to be the one, or sometimes they're too busy with the old one, still cleaning up the mess. So here I've sat, literally, for a long time, patiently waiting through what looked like, on paper, on public record, a very ugly situation that she had to conclude. Waiting for the right time when the Lord said, now's the time to try and propose again. So I did that. I tried that. Didn't exactly go perfectly well the first time, after holding in my home a lot of things for a very long time and trying to go and profess my love. She wasn't quite in that moment of time, I guess, and I gave the wrong gift first, I guess, and it nearly obliterated my life. I foolishly told a sibling about that experience, and since that time she's utilized those things in her own way to ruin my life. But I don't want to digress to that out of the love story. The truth is that since I met that particular person, I have literally been given the sign of her almost all the time. Every place I went when we were still in a relationship together, there was someone else who had that same exact name, or someone else whose name would be called in the room. It was uncanny how that would happen. Then when I was traveling in the Midwest, suffering through the loss of her, I literally would go places and led by the Lord, and I would be led across an incredible area of the country, literally around a beautiful bend that I traveled once long ago as a youthful person with my father and mother, my late father, my late mother, that is, and literally the only sign on the entire road, all the way the trip around that area, was her name attached to a gentleman's club. I kind of had a chuckle about that, just because of who she is. But the truth is, those are the signs the Lord gives us. And every time I'd be thinking about her on the road, no matter how many 6 states I was in, I'd be thinking about her, and right in front of my car, her initials would show up right there on another vehicle. And I thought, how the hell is this possible? Do you have any idea how many times it has happened? If you're a person who really loves someone and really thinks about them on a regular basis, really longs to see them, really misses them, it literally was becoming a multiple day experience. And I thought, God, in how many states can this particular beginning of a license plate actually function, actually exist? But the truth is that people in the world have lied, stolen, and cheated me out of a life. And I have also been cheated out of a wife, I've come to learn. And what's amazing is that the few times that I demanded the Lord that I wanted to see her, He literally allowed that to happen for a few split seconds. I can remember each and every single time. I can also remember putting hints in Twitter accounts of where I was going to be and how she would show up there, almost miraculously. And the funny thing was that I knew sort of that I was going to see her that day because of the signs in the air that God would play. You know, God knows how to share us information once we've learned about it through special metaphysical classes and religious studies and other things that teach us the true magic of Jesus. Most churches don't teach those things. Most churches don't play into those things. They don't teach about the Holy Ghost and how to listen, and they don't teach how to not ruin your life by marrying the wrong person. In life, we have most of the time to tell someone how we feel. So I'm going to tell you, little girl, that there's nothing more real than what the magic of Jesus is, and it is frankly your fault that I've discovered it. Thanks for listening.